welcome back to my channel, or if you're new here, welcome. I'm Alana Reina, and today's video is super exciting. I know I say that every time, but this time I mean it, because today I'm going to pick up my first luxury purchase ever. I have been waiting to buy this bag for literally months, and there's a whole story behind it, but I don't know if I want to tell it now or tell it later. But long story short, just to give you the TLDR, I bought my first luxury purchase, my first designer purchase for myself as a gift for moving to Miami. And I kind of felt like I couldn't justify it at first because I was going to be spending so much money on the move and on rent. My rent is a lot more than what I used to pay. It's actually literally double than what I paid in my apartment before, if you follow me from back then. And all the moving expenses and all the furniture and just everything is like really racking up. So I'm like, really, Alana, can you really afford to buy this? I was like, no. I need to manifest abundance and prosperity, and this is how I'm gonna do it. So, not gonna tell the full story now. I will tell it a little bit later when I come back home with said bag. But I'm very excited. I don't know if I said this already, but it's a Louis Vuitton purse, and it's specifically the Pochette Coussin in a sage green color. So excited! She's so pretty, and I can't wait to go pick her up. It was perfect timing too, because it's discontinued now. Like, I just missed the mark, or I just caught the mark, whatever you call it. Anyways, I need to stop rambling because I want to actually get going so I can get there and get back before traffic gets crazy. I'm going to the design district location, and I'll explain why I'm going to pick it up instead of getting it shipped later. But for now, I need to show you guys the outfit I'm wearing. And yes, I already had it planned weeks ago, so I can't wait to show you guys. Okay, so I'm going for these shorts I just got from Mango. They're so cute with the little kind of like straw detail buckle and the perfect shade of sage green. I had to have them as soon as I saw them. And right after I bought these shorts, I was like, this is what I'm wearing to pick up my LV bag. And then this top, which I just got at Target the other day. I think that's a super cute chic little combo. And then I'm also gonna put this button down from Target over top. So let me go put it on and I'll show you what it looks like. Okay, so this is what the outfit looks like. I don't even have a full length mirror yet, so this is kind of me looking at myself, even though I can't see in this tiny viewfinder. But I love these shorts. They were like 60 bucks, but they fit perfectly. Like, they were made for me. And I just love how tailored they look, but still kind of casual, like giving like vacay vibes. So definitely very me. And I love the top, obviously just a very basic seamless white tank from Target, like I said. And I'm going for like chic vibes today. Chic but still tropical Lana, which is the name of the game. So I'm going to put this button down on top, which I can just show you all now because obviously I don't have to get undressed. It's not quite as pressed as I would have liked. I tried to steam it and throw it in the dryer, but I needed an actual iron. So we'll just deal with it, whatever. And I'm gonna roll the sleeves up a little bit. Okay, loving that. I look really tan for my beach day yesterday, which I'm definitely a fan of, and it pops against the white. But I do want to cover my arms and my shoulders since I got enough sun yesterday. So this is a fit, but then let me show you the shoes. Okay, so these are the shoes. I picked these up at Target on Saturday. I originally was gonna wear another pair of sandals from Target, which let me show you guys. Okay, so I was gonna wear these. I actually still might. I feel like they both match really well. I just really am excited to wear these because I just got them and they're super comfortable. So I'm gonna try them on and see how I feel about them. Okay, yeah, I'm obsessed with them. They're so cute. And they're very comfortable, and I like that they're kind of strapped on, but they still look nice. They don't look like cheap or too casual, so definitely gonna wear those. And then I'm gonna put my jewelry on. Can't leave the house without jewelry. Okay, I'm gonna put on one of my favorite necklaces, this gold Hamsa with little crystals in it. I don't know what they are, like cubic zirconia or something. Okay, next are these cute little twist earrings that I believe are from Amazon. Next up, my gold watch. This is from a brand called Nixon, and I got it also on Amazon. Okay, next is this cute Cartier dupe gold bracelet with cubic zirconia, which is also from Amazon, but my mom got it for me for Hanukkah. Okay, last up for bracelets is this cute little, I think, aventurine and gold bracelet I got from a local boutique. It's only 12 bucks. Okay, lastly are my rings, which are from various places, so I don't even remember honestly, but some of them are from Amazon. Last but not least is scent. I love this one from the Finery brand at Target. It's called Jungle Santal, and I think it smells really good. I don't think it lasts very long. It's also a body spray, so that's probably part of it. But one day I will spring for the Le Labo one and just splurge and treat myself, because it definitely has a much higher like fragrance payoff and it lasts longer. But for now this one works and it's green, so it matches the vibe for today. Okay, so I just got this new everyday bag from Target the other day. I'm so obsessed with it. I have a pair of sandals that has the same thing on it that I also got from Target a week ago, and it's just the perfect size and shape. It's like open inside. You could put an organizer if you want, but I prefer not to. And it does zip up. It has like a gold zipper, which I love. So obviously I'm going to get a purse right now, but it's not going to be my everyday purse. So still going to bring this with my stuff, and I just feel like it matches well, and I'm just very obsessed with it, so I can't wait to wear it out. Okay, and last but not least, the sun is coming back out after randomly raining for like 20 minutes, so definitely bring my sunnies. All right, y'all, it is time to head out. Yes! You've been waiting for, the big reveal of my bag. I'm gonna unbox it with you guys and then do my story time. Okay, so she's kind of small, we can say petite, but she's very cute, so I'm excited to show you guys. And this is probably like the third time that I've unboxed it, because I just had to do another unboxing that I'm gonna post with my reel on Instagram, which lately I've been having to film everything 3 times. Right now I have you guys set up right, like my phone and camera side by side for YouTube and TikTok at the same time. So if I'm looking back and forth, it's not because I'm having a seizure, it's because I'm looking back and forth at the cameras. But anyways, here she is. So inside this little pouch. This is so exciting. I don't know how I'm supposed to do this, but I love this. Okay, I'm gonna build the suspense. Can you see it? She's so cute. Look how much she matches. Matchy matchy. Okay, so I'm gonna try and hold this up so that I can show it on both the camera and the phone. But obviously, as you can see, there's like the gradient of the sage green on the monogram logo. The actual leather itself is also like a sagey green. And this is lambskin leather, so it's very, very soft. Supposedly it wrinkles easily, but I'm okay with that. I'm gonna take care of her. So then when you open her, she has this beautiful gold hardware that was a huge selling point for me. And there's not really that much room. As you can see, there's this main compartment. And then if you unzip this part, there's a little bit more room, but not much. It's pretty flat. So you could put like cards and stuff in there. And then basically this compartment, you can either fit like your lip products and everything else or your phone. I don't think there's enough room for both, but that's okay because my phone is usually in my hand. And then this is what I really fell in love with, aside from the green, is, oops, it's not broken, it just came off, don't worry. So this gold chain is what really sold me when I actually tried it on at the store, and I'm gonna tell you guys the story in a minute, like I said. But I just love that the chain is gold, because like I said, gold hardware, I'm all gold everything. I love that there's this little like monogram part, and I just love how like heavy and luxurious it feels. Like so cute. Look how well it matches with what I'm wearing. All right, you guys can't see on the camera, but look, matchy matchy. Okay, so I'm all ready for the story time. So basically, y'all know I just moved here to Miami, and in December, when I was here for my apartment hunt, which the video is up on my YouTube if you guys want to see, but when I got here, I planned to stay up like in the northern part of Miami, where like close to where I live now. But I had flown into the Miami airport and it was like rush hour, so there was no way I was about to drive straight up there at that time in my rental car. So I was like, you know what, I'm hungry, I want to go get me some pura vida, some matcha. Like, I'm in Miami, it's my favorite place, favorite thing to do. So I decided to go to the one in the design district, A, because of like the location, it was closest to the airport, and also, you know, easy to kill some time in the design district in Wynwood. So I went and got my matcha. Immediately I got like confirmation from the universe that I was in the right place at the right time, because almost as soon as I got my matcha and sat down, my family friends walked in the door, which is so random because I never run into anyone like I know in Miami. And I also had run into the husband of like that couple on a walk a few weeks before that because they're neighbors. So it's super random, and like nothing really came of that run-in, but it was just such like a confirmation that everything is like falling into place, right time. So I was like, okay, I see you, universe. But then I still had more time to kill, so I decided to just walk around the design district. And I'm not really like the type that would just randomly go into designer stores. I feel like it can be really awkward, especially if you know you're not going to buy anything. But I was passing by the Louis Vuitton store and I saw this in the window, and it was like, my jaw dropped, and I was like, I have to go in and look at it in person. So I went in and I asked to see it, and as soon as I felt the soft leather and this gold hardware and how heavy and luxurious it was, I was like, okay, I might not be a designer girly, but I understand why people like designer. Like, the quality is top notch. Shein could never, obviously. But I was just like, wow, I feel in my soul that I need this bag. Like, I really want her. It's just so me. Like, it's all sage green. She's so cute. It was around Christmas time, but I was like, you know what? Like, I'm just gonna try and manifest a sugar daddy on this trip that's gonna come back with me, is gonna buy it for me. Like, let's just, you know, let's make it happen. So even though I was here for apartments, like, I still had some time that I could go like out to dinner or just like do other stuff like at night or in between. So one of the nights I decided to get all cute and take myself out to dinner at Bal Harbour Shops, which, if you're not familiar, is like basically a mall of like all luxury stores. And I had never been there before, and there was a restaurant I really wanted to check out, so I figured, why not? Worst case, I just have a nice solo dinner, which I do all the time. So when I went, I sat at the end of the bar, which is always the best place to meet people because it kind of, you know, puts you in a good spot to just be available for someone to sit next to you or for someone to approach you. And I usually don't go out to solo dinners with the intention of like being approached or meeting someone, but this time that was my intention. So I sit down and no one sat next to me, but there was this guy sitting a few seats down who was like this just fabulous gay guy, and he had this bag from Chanel next to him. And I overheard him talking to the bartender about how he just came to buy a pair of sandals for his mother-in-law. Like, oh, you know, no big deal, just popped into Chanel to buy her some sandals. Like, and then he was telling her how they're going to like Switzerland and Italy and all over Europe for Christmas. And I was like, wow, he is in his bag, like literally and figuratively. And then I was also chatting with him, and I figured exactly what we chatted about, but just overhearing his conversation with the bartender. And then at one point the bartender was saying like, yeah, I used to like think $50 for a shirt was expensive, and now I barely blink at 300. And he was agreeing, and I was like, oh my God, a bartender has it that good? Like, that is crazy. I need to level my shit up when I move here. So I don't know if I was like conscious of this at the time, but like reflecting on it later, I was like, you know what? Maybe the lesson the universe was trying to show me is that I went for a sugar daddy, but they're like, no bitch, you're gonna be your own sugar daddy and you're gonna buy this bag yourself. So anyways, long story short, did not end up getting the bag on that trip. And after I came home, thankfully I had found the apartment I wanted, so I started making plans to move. And then at that point, it was still on my mind. And I was like, well, first of all, I don't just have like 3 grand laying around for a purse. And because I'm not a designer bag girly, like I've never been the type who, you know, is comfortable just blowing that amount of money on a bag to begin with. I've always prioritized travel and other stuff. And I've always just like shopped kind of on a budget. So this isn't something I was like comfortable even thinking about buying. And for some people, like it may be no big deal. For other people, this may be their priority. So maybe they do save up, but I've just never been that kind of person. So already from the jump, I felt ridiculous for even considering buying it. But then I felt even more ridiculous and irresponsible considering that the rent that I was going to be paying on this place that I'm living in now was double what I paid in my last studio apartment. And also I was moving from living at home, paying pretty much no rent. So that was going to be a steep increase in living costs. I knew living in Miami was going to be a steep increase in living costs. And I knew because I was moving with no furniture and starting from scratch, which I was very excited about, that it was going to be a lot of expenses all at once. And then on top of all that, I barely made any money last year with my job for numerous reasons, but starting a new job after I moved here to level up my life in a lot of ways, to level up my career, I knew that I wasn't going to be making that much money when I started. And actually, I didn't even know at the time that I was going to have to wait weeks to even get my insurance claims to catch up on my paychecks, which I'm literally still waiting for. So all that's just to say, financially, it made 0 sense for me to buy this bag. But my heart knew that I just needed it. And so I just kept thinking about it, I kept asking my friend, who is a little bit more on the comfortable side when it comes to designer stuff. Her mom is so fabulous. She's always buying bougie, you know, designer bags and stuff. So she's someone who I think probably grew up feeling a little bit more comfortable with it. But she was like, girl, buy the bag, you deserve it. And I felt like even though I was going to be spending so much on the move and rent and on furniture, that this move to Miami was such an up level for me in so many different ways that I just felt like I needed to commemorate it and celebrate it with like a gift to myself. I'm very much the type that likes to do things like that, but obviously not in this way. But again, kept thinking about it. So I was trying to like pull from the depths of my brain some way that I could rationalize buying this bag and feeling good about it. So I started reading this book, not because of that, but at the same time started reading this book called You Are a Badass at Making Money by Jen Sincero. And I've read her original book, that You Are a Badass book. Absolutely love it. And so I knew I was going to love this book. And it was just so inspirational and motivational and encouraging in terms of just all things like prosperity and abundance and wealth and working past self-limiting beliefs and just manifesting things in general, but specifically when it comes to money as well. And I feel like I already am kind of in that mindset, but it gave me such a good boost. And there was one thing she said which kind of like really convinced me to buy the bag, where she's like, make a purchase that scares you. And I was like, yeah, this scares me, this $3,000 for this little itty bitty tiny purse. And, you know, just a lot of talk about like showing up as a person you want to be, putting, you know, out there the energy you want to get back, and having to spend money and take the risk to trust that it's going to come back to you tenfold. There's so many different little like isms and lessons and, you know, tidbits that I could tell you from that book that I maybe will make another video about. But basically all of the signs are pointing towards, yes, get the bag, celebrate this move, you know, take a bet on yourself, take the risk, and it will pay off. So in a way I was like, well, I guess buying this is going to help me manifest the luxury and abundance that I would be embodying if I was the person who is comfortable just randomly buying this for herself. So let me just show up as her, right? But then what really sealed the deal is that I knew I was going to be applying for a new credit card before I moved so that I could get some like reward bonus out of all the money I would be spending. And if you're not familiar with like travel hacking, that also can be a whole new video. But essentially I, you know, was already planning on doing that. The quota that you had to spend was 6 grand in the first 3 months, and then you get like either 900 cash back or 90,000 points on the Chase Ultimate Rewards portal, which again, I can make another video about this if you guys want. But moral of the story is that I would basically be making money by spending this money instead of it just kind of coming out of my bank account or just kind of like, you know, not reaping any rewards from it. So at that point I was like, I'm basically making money by buying this bag. Like, I would be stupid not to do that. So at that point I was pretty much like convinced that I was gonna get the bag. I had decided on it, but I just like wasn't ready to pull the trigger yet, and I still was kind of like doubting myself, going back and forth. And then after I moved, I was like, okay, well, I need to buy it soon, because I knew that this was like a limited edition color. For weeks I have been checking online and it showed that it was only available online, so I knew like sooner or later it's not going to be available at all anymore. And I read that they literally shred their back stock, like they're not playing around once they discontinue something. And I just knew that I would be fucking sick if it was discontinued, and even more sick if I saw it for resale used for like double the price. Like, I was just not willing to deal with that. And especially for my first luxury purchase and for like the monumental significance of it, I wanted it brand new, and I wanted it just to be like, you know, whatever price it was to begin with, that was it. That was like more than my maximum. So anyways, needless to say that there was definitely a lot going into this decision, but I wasn't quite ready yet when I moved. And then there was just so much going on when I moved that it kind of like went to the back burner. So after I moved in, I noticed that I spent money very quickly, because when I tell you I didn't have a bed, I didn't have a couch, I didn't have a coffee table, like all I had was a little bit of stuff in my kitchen and that was it. So I was spending money fast on this card, and I hit that $6,000 limit with it like a couple weeks. Like, there was no worry about hitting that quota at all. So after I did that, then I was like, damn, well, now I feel like I can't get this bag because I've already like, you know, I messed up my plan kind of. So a few more weeks go by, I'm still thinking about it. Like, literally this bag would not leave my mind. And so basically I ended up realizing that I still had a lot more stuff to purchase for the apartment, so I would still be spending another good amount of money. And B, I realized that I can actually sign up for the same card I had just hit the quota on and get the same bonus. Well, the one I'd signed up for on the first one was a promotional one, so the one that they have now is like a little bit less but still worth it. And as long as it's 30 days in between, which it was, I can sign up for it again and hit the quota again and get another sign up bonus. So I was like, bet, I'm so doing that. And then at that point I was like, okay, now I definitely have room on this quota for this bag. So I was like, all right, as soon as I get this card, I'm just pulling the trigger, I'm buying this bag. And then I did. And then I freaked out because as soon as I submitted the payment, I got an email saying my order was canceled. I was like, shut up. Like, do not tell me that this bag was discontinued already. It literally was in my bag, purchased. Like, what the fuck? So then I called and I was like, what's going on? And I don't know exactly what happened, but he basically just asked like for my mailing address or billing address again and submitted it, and he said it was all good. And I was like, thank God, because I was getting stressed out. I already felt that like sick to my stomach feeling of like, shit, I'm too late. So when I went through, I was like, okay, thank God, I feel so good about it, and now I'm just excited to get her. So literally like this past week, right before I went to pick her up, I saw that it's no longer available. So I literally just missed the window, or I just missed missing the window. So I just made it barely in time. But instead of having it shipped to my apartment, for a couple of reasons, I decided to have it shipped to the store. Because there's like a big package room that everyone's packages are just all in the same room. And I was like, I am not risking a Louis Vuitton box just sitting in that room, trusting that no one's gonna take it. And like, let's say someone takes it, like this bag is not available anymore. I'm not risking like this just being taken by someone and not getting it back. And even if I got it back, like, ew, I don't want your hands on my fucking bag. So that was a no. And then also I felt like it was very full circle and significant to have it shipped to the store I originally saw it at and to go pick it up there and like make a whole day of it. That's exactly what I did. As y'all obviously saw, I went back to the design district, went to the same exact store that I first saw it at, went to Pura Vida and got a matcha after, did my little photo shoot, and honestly it was just such a nice day. And even more auspicious and significant is that I picked it up and did this whole day on the full moon lunar eclipse. And if you're not into astrology, you're probably not going to care about this or think this is real, but if you are into astrology, you know that's a big freaking deal. Full moons generally are all about, you know, completion and manifestation and just like, you know, everything kind of coming to fruition. So that already seems very significant and auspicious. But eclipses specifically are all about sudden change and transformation and, you know, being the catalyst for things really getting a move on. And so I feel like if my goal was to buy this bag to signify this huge change and level up in my life and to usher in abundance and prosperity and just manifesting all of that, I think that was the perfect time. So I could not be happier about my bag. I could not be more excited. And you guys will just have to follow me, subscribe, and come back to see if this actually brought me the abundance that I was hoping it would. Anyways, I hope you all love this video. Like I said, make sure to subscribe and come back for more. And if you haven't yet, make sure you catch up on all my other Miami videos. Bye!